going to answer if you let me
Congress
speak.
is going to face
I haven't heard a
terrible
single
internal
answer so
fight
far.
This is actually
because of this infighting.
And by the way,
This is
Mr.
actually-
Poonawala,
no,
no, one second. I think it appears to me that Tehseen Poonawala has a strange American sort of bias.
No, you
because
have
we are India's number one
Here's
news
my
channel.
answer to you.
We are
You have a Fox
India's
fixation.
number one news channel. You can want to imitate every single
happy
congressman.
for
We
you
are fairly
now. You're letting
independent
me
in the
answer
way
my
that we
point.
think. And if you have no answers to the question, say that.
all the answers. You're
Please.
not letting me speak, but
You haven't answered a single question. I'm not your buddy. Please answer the questions now. Thank you.
Whatever you ask, Congress does not answer.
Mr.
It is
Goswami,
Rahul Gandhi who should come and answer. It is Robert Vadra who should answer.
Mr. Goswami,
not Tehseen Poonawala.
Mr. Goswami,
Congress should articulate it very well.
Goswami,
Why senior spokesmen
Mr.
are not
Goswami,
coming? Why Bhupinder Hooda did not answer it properly?
He answered today.
Everything
Mr.
should be
Rajagopalan was
answered properly.
perhaps snoozing. Can I please answer every point? First of all, to your point,
You
Mr.
are
Rajagopalan,
coming back to
Mr.
the same
Hooda,
coin, ma'am.
can I please speak? Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity. Now,
Answer the
here's
question,
point.
sir. Answer the
I am.
question.
Thank you. First of all,
Answer the question.
First of all, Mr. Rajagopal's charge, Mr. Hooda answered. He's challenged anybody, and I challenge you, Mr. Goswami, to produce 1 inch of land that was given by Mr. Hooda to Mr. Robert Vadra, 1 inch. If none of y'all have that papers with y'all, please do not make false allegations. You're right, you're the number one channel in this country.
God,
be
please.
responsible. Point number 2. So every single point that you are raising, Mr. Goswami, and you asked me why did Robert not answer? Robert answered in the Allahabad High Court, in the Honorable Supreme
Really?
Court, in the Delhi
Really?
High Court,
Really?
in the Delhi
So
High
wrong.
Court.
It is a
He
future
was
politics.
answered.
So
The
wrong.
Delhi High
It is
Court,
going to
the
be a
Delhi
future
High Court,
politics of
the
Congress.
Delhi High Court,
Congress
the
will not
Delhi
be
High
able to
Court.
understand
Why
these
doesn't?
implications.
Why doesn't?
Why can't
doesn't
Congress
Mr.
go to the election
Rajagopal?
commission?
Mr. Rajagopal, can I
Why
speak?
can't Congress go to
The
the election
Delhi-
commission and file a complaint against Prime Minister? You do that today?
Every single point
You
was.
talk about the future. No
I would appreciate a chance to be allowed to
It is
speak
going to be a
without being
political issue.
interrupted.
It is a political issue.
I would
Congress should
appreciate-
answer politically.
Well, as far as the
when you
Delhi
ask
High
Mr.
Court,
Goswami,
as far as the Delhi High Court is concerned, and by the way, no, 1 second, 1 second, 1 minute, Mr. Poonawala, 1 minute.
of course,
No,
1 minute.
minute, please,
You're not
Mr.
allowing me to
Poonawala.
make
I tell you
my
1
point,
second,
Mr. Goswami.
1 second,
No, you will
Mr.
not let me make my
Poonawala,
point. That's
Mr.
how this
Poonawala,
works.
I'm glad I drew you back into the details. I thought you were a brand ambassador for Fox News. My question is this:
well, it
the
seems
Delhi
like
High
you're one
Court,
right now,
the
my
Delhi High Court on September 17th this year quashed the petition, which you keep referring to like a broken record, seeking a CBI probe into Vadra's land deals but what you don't explain to our viewers, and I don't like half-truths, Mr. Poonawala. I like either the complete truth. You will not utter half-truths on my program.
You're not letting me speak.
Let me tell you what you're saying is a half-truth, Mr. Poonawala.
I want to speak.
What you're saying is a half-truth, Mr. Poonawala.
By the Prime Minister of this country, I want to answer every question. Every time I start speaking, you interrupt me or Mr. Rajagopal interrupts me. Let me speak about the Delhi High Court. In the Delhi High Court, the specific question raised before the Delhi High Court was for a CBI inquiry. The petitioner, Mr. M.L. Sharma, told the Delhi High Court, the Chief Justice, that he made a presentation to the
talk about
Please
the future,
let me
please.
speak.
This is
I understood,
People
Mr.
want to know about
Listen,
it.
this is amazing. You
When
will interrupt
Prime
me.
Minister
Mr. Rajagopal, please let me
when
speak.
Prime Minister
Mr. M.L.
you
Sharma,
counter that.
Mr.
Congress should come and counter.
Anna, this is
Congress
amazing. I have
spokesperson
all the
should counter.
answers I want to answer.
Rahul Gandhi should
Mr.
counter.
M.L.
Robert
Sharma.
Vadra should counter this. Because it is going to be a far-reaching internal Congress.
This is amazing.
conflict.
I am just not allowed to make a point on your show
You are
because you,
repeating the
Mr.
same
Arnab
thing.
Goswami,
You are coming
decide
back to the same
conduct a
point.
biased debate.
No new
points. The fact is, Mr. Goswami, in the Delhi High Court, the CBI point was raised.
Mr. Poonawala, no half-truths, please.
Again, you will not let me make my
no
point.
half-truths.
You interrupt me.
No half-truths. I'll tell you. No, I'm making a comment. I'm saying tonight that you're putting a half-truth in the public domain and I object to it. The Delhi High Court, let me tell you. No, you can counter me if it's true or not. Please tell me, Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala.
You're not allowing me to make my point.
Mr. Poonawala, I'll just
I have every answer.
Explain one thing and then
I have every answer.
I'll mention a point to you. Okay, Mr. Poonawala, first of all, collect yourself. You're crying yourself hoarse. Collect yourself and let me make my point. Now, my point to you is the Delhi High Court quashed the petition. Why? Because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court,
Goswami,
and the petition lacked any official documentation and was filed on the basis of media reports. because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the courts. And I'll quote to you what the Delhi High Court said. It said, and I quote, the alleged illegal transactions into which the petitioner Sharma seeks investigation by the CBI have taken place in the state of Haryana and the state of Rajasthan beyond the territorial jurisdiction of the court. Now, you want to go around celebrating that a court refused to take cognizance because it was outside the territorial jurisdiction of the
You're
court.
not letting me
Please
speak.
go ahead and celebrate.
I am glad you brought in Rajasthan and Delhi. Please let me speak.
Please go ahead and celebrate, but don't give half facts on the program.
Country, please let me speak. I have the answers.
And also the Allahabad High Court. Also, the Allahabad High Court has rejected Nutan Thakur's plea because, again, the merits of the petitioner and the manner in which the petition had been filed and not the allegations against Vadra were under doubt. So all these three cases I brought to your notice.
You've made up your mind on how you want to conduct this debate. I tweeted before this debate, I hope I have an opportunity to speak. I want to
No, I'm giving you all the opportunity. You're not being able to establish.
No, you're not, because you interrupt me. About the Delhi High Court, let's answer each thing at one point at a time. About the Delhi High Court, the petitioner ML Sharma told the Delhi High Court that he even made a representation to the CBI under this government, and the CBI also found nothing wrong. What stops Prime Minister Modi from instituting a CBI
Court
inquiry?
decision was
Point number 2. Since Rajasthan is their government last 10 months, what stops Prime Minister Modi?
So now you are changing your argument.
Conducting an inquiry.
Now you are changing your argument.
Mr. Goswami, let me answer.
So what you're saying is,
point
Siddharth Nath Singh is responding.
Point
the
number
final
3, Mr.
justice
Goswami,
will come out.
I have challenged you,
Mr. Poonawala, don't jump so much.
To show
don't
me
jump
1
so
inch
much.
of land.
It is not the end of the story.
I am asking you.
There is going
I am asking you.
Just like land
I am
was
those
given
deals.
to Mr. Adani.
I am asking you.
So please have patience.
I am asking you one question. I am asking you one question on this program. And my question to you is very simple. First of all, Mr. Poonawala, let me make a substantial point to you tonight on the Newshour, please. My point is this. My point is from the point of view of the ordinary citizen of this country. And I ask you tonight, don't quote those court orders. I put them in dispute. I do not believe that a court order that is there. Mr. Poonawala, hear me please now. Now hear me please, Mr. Poonawala. You know, Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala.
Because you will not let somebody speak.
Mr. Poonawala, I'll let you speak. Come on.
You're not letting me speak.
But you don't understand.
I understand I'm in a kangaroo court. I understand. I totally understand.
No, this is neither a court and neither is anyone a kangaroo. And I don't know what is wrong with you. You are seeing apparitions of animals tonight. First you mentioned foxes. Now you mentioned kangaroos. I request you to focus on the questions which I am asking. And neither foxes nor kangaroos, Mr. Poonawala. My question is, you pointed out 3 court verdicts. I proved to you, now hear me. I proved to you the Supreme Court verdict was not on the merits of the allegations. Okay? I proved to you the Allahabad court verdict was again not on the merits of the allegations. I proved to you the Delhi High Court verdict of September 17th this year was on the basis of this entire issue being outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court. So I basically demolished your 3 little arguments there. Having done that, my question to you is more basic. My question to you, sir, did you not feel or realize that the general election of the year 2014 was a general election against crony capitalism, against dynasty, against a culture of entitlement, and against corruption? And my question to you, sir, is on what basis can you come and say after this, after all of this, you can question the manner in which a state government puts its entire machinery at stake and its speed at stake, its credibility at stake to service the interests of a individual? How is it possible today, and how do you expect this will not be questioned in a free and democratic society?
On your channel, Mr. Goswami,
sir, I'm asking
you are giving incorrect facts.
I'm asking
fact
you.
Number 1.
Why?
Fact number 1.
Well, you can say what you want.
Fact number 1.
Question is,
well, clearly you should have understood what you wanted without letting me have a word.
You should have understood the message that people have. They will not take this. And why did you think this could be done through the back door on the July the 16th?
Mr. Goswami, if merits are there, then jurisdiction is not.
Now you're beginning to read from that piece of paper again.
Yes, I'm reading from the Supreme Court judgment. Now
you're again reading from that piece of paper because you finished your arguments.
No, you've not diminished nothing. It's a one-way conversation where you are having and you like the sound of your voice. Now let me speak.
Now, Mr. Poonawala,
I think Mr.
I like facts. Mr. Siddharth Nath Singh wants to say something now.
You have shouted enough.
Now, Mr. Poonawala, hear the other side.
Basically, you have been boxed today on all your arguments. Let's be simple. Let's be simple and answer why was this favour done to Robert Vadra only to one individual, and the basic issue is that why legitimize in such a hurry something which had been cancelled, the mutation was cancelled, and that is the only why one person has been given this benefit. Please answer this. We'll be all satisfied.
Because Siddharth, that is not true. You've come on this channel and like your Prime Minister, you're peddling lies. Over the last 1 week, there is not one mutation that has got a green signal. There have been several mutations and transactions.
I am talking of the mutation of July.
In a registration.
Why is your argument getting mutated now?
Listen, if I'm answering.
You're mutating your argument now.
Per day, I am not. Per day in Haryana.
Can I speak in this?
No, 1 second. Per
yes,
day.
Mr. Rajpal.
1 second. Again, Mr. Goswami, you will not let me answer on facts because you made up your mind.
All I'm saying is have a sense of logic. I'm saying have a sense of logic, and no, I want to explain to Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala, don't. Mr. Poonawala, I'll tell you one thing. You see what happens is what happens is Mr. Poonawala, when you walk into quicksand, whether you dance in the middle of quicksand or whether you stand still, you are going to sink.
Who's not going to let somebody else make a
that
point.
Is what has happened to your argument
you decided
today.
It's a quicksand.
No, you walked into quicksand. Now I'll explain to you why, Mr. Poonawala. No, please. Mr. Poonawala, see, it's a serious issue.
Your mind.
The government sanction on the mutation is curious for several reasons.
And please, stop working?
Let me explain to you, and only prompts one to ask if the state government has had a hand in facilitating the deal. The Deputy Commissioner claims in his letter that Khemka's decision was not right as per law. But consider this, it is good for you to listen. It is widely believed that the decision of the Director for Consolidation is a quasi-legal one. In that event, the logical issue is, should it be the job of the state government to overturn the decision instead of the courts? Should we not ask why either of the parties did not approach the courts to overturn Khemka's decision? There have been other cases where decisions by Khemka related to other land dealings have been challenged in courts, and the court has ruled against him. A similar approach could have been adopted here. It was not done. I want to know why it was not done.
I'll answer you. When the first time, second time, the courts ruled in favor of Mr. Vadra, what stopped Mr. Khemka from going to court? Point number 2.
Have other decisions of Khemka been challenged in the courts or not?
When the Delhi High Court verdict came in favor of Mr. Vadra, what are you saying now? What stopped Siddharth Nath Singh's party to appealing in the Supreme Court? What stopped them? If the merits are so strong, what stopped Siddharth Nath Singh's party from conducting an inquiry?
This is like a murderer saying,
if the merits are so strong,
what were you doing when the murder was happening?
120 days is not all that.
Because you have no merits, but Arnab Goswami and Siddharth Nath Singh want to just shout.
Sankarshan,
you may wait.
Sankarshan, one second.
Today is not the last day, and neither 15th of October will be the last day.
Well, I think
acting in Rajasthan.
Sankarshan, I think I've never heard you give as
process.
No, one second.
The justice will be done. The guilties will be punished, including in Rajasthan and including the state of Haryana if something has been done wrong. 10 months it's your government.
You all have not fulfilled one promise of black money, Pakistan, China. You all have nothing to showcase. So you come back on last
So we can get the Robert Vadra land deal done.
Don't rattle what your senior leaders have been saying.
No, what is this argument?
Sonia Gandhi doesn't know the fact. The first cabinet meeting we cleared the SIT.
No, what kind of argument is
black money which was pending under the Supreme Court direction with the UPA governments in 2000.
1 second.
Don't let me rattle out all those things and give you the facts. The issue is Robert Vadra. Don't tell me about things.
The issue is that Siddharth Nath Singh's party is a failure. The Prime Minister has fulfilled 0 promises. So he's got what to
No, 1 second.
That is the truth.
1 second. Now, what kind of argument have you?
My dear, we have 5 years of mandate. We will prove ourselves. After 5 years, you may ask me.
No, what kind of argument is this, Mr. Poonawala?
You could not do anything. You are asking me a question on 100 days.
Homilies,
what a shameful thing you are doing.
No, Mr. Poonawala, this is a very intriguing argument. Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Mr. Poonawala, may I congratulate you for having silenced Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Both today who are listening on now. You see, this is a very intriguing argument.
Congress, there is no answer, Arnab.
No, this is
Congress party did not give
Modi
any
has
answer.
no answers to his
Congress
failures.
did not
All
give
Modi
answer.
gets into
They are repeatedly going
Robert
round.
Vadra, Common Civil
Congress
Code,
should
Ram
come to the
Mandir.
answer.
He
Robert
has no
Vadra.
answer. Please answer.
Congress
Pakistan,
should come
China,
to Robert
black
Vadra.
money. You have
No
no
other issue
answers.
here.
You have no answers.
Point
So you go back on
Congress
soft
should
target.
answer.
The Prime Minister is a failure.
Robert Vadra is a soft target. One second. Sankarshan and Kumar Ketkar. Tehseen Poonawala's basic argument is Robert Vadra is a soft target, and you have not solved the border problem with China, so don't question the Robert Vadra land deal. I didn't quite get it's a very intriguing line of argument, but it's his anyway. Sankarshan, your response, please. Kumar Ketkar, I'm coming to you in a minute after that. You've both been listening very quietly. Sankarshan.
You know, listening to all of this, you know, one question has arisen in my head. You know, in the past, in the long sort of public and legal inquiry into the businesses of Mr. Vadra, the Congress has consistently said we have nothing to say because he is not a member of the Congress party. I was only wondering what capacity Mr. Poonawala here is in. Has he been appointed by the Congress party?
No, why do you defend Robert Vadra?
No, but has the Congress party finally...
Last I checked, this was a free
country.
country.
Why do you defend Vadra? Then Congress does not come here.
There's somebody who
Has
needs
the
to speak
Congress
up
party
against
appointed him to defend him, or...?
He has the Congress party's approval to defend Robert Vadra. Yes, I'd clarify that.
That's very gracious of the Congress party. I'm not a
Well, I don't know about grace. I'm just being honest here. Come on,
right.
Tehseen. You know the facts.
I will stand up for who I believe
you
is
are
right.
speaking on behalf of the Congress party tonight.
As neutral as Kiran Bedi, Ashok Khemka and Vinod Rai are neutral.
That's all right.
Neutral as them.
That's all right. Stay to the facts.
Absolutely.
Emotion is never a response, please, here in this case. You see, we are only talking. What's going on?
Actually, it is quite simple in the sense
you know,
that
the Congress doesn't get away either way because nobody is going to believe that Mr. Vadra is not a protected creature of the Congress party. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Well, actually it is absolutely obvious that the name Mr. Vadra itself is a political name. It is not just a family name. It's not just a question of security at the airport or custom clearance at the airport. Vadra's name is political, and that everybody has understood.
So why
and in that case, therefore, it becomes a matter of political perception. How come Haryana government, what Rajasthan government does, it's its own business. How come Haryana government clears something which is questionable, either in the court or in the political court? How come they do it when the whole issue is political? His very name, his association itself is political.
No, but my question is, why would Hooda?
It is not a legal question. It is a political question.
You see, what does the Congress party want to do today?
The Congress party wants
to. But the Congress party wants to distance itself from Robert Vadra. We know all Congress leaders who say, please don't bring Robert Vadra into the mix. We want to keep a distance from Robert Vadra.
If the party wants to distance itself,
well, unfortunately, they can't. They cannot, Arnab.
You know, Mr. Goswami, Mr. Goswami, in the history of this country, in the history of this country, just one point in the history of this country, this shoot and scoot, hit and run politics, this spoiling name was done with Rajiv Gandhi in Bofors. They did it, they found nothing. This witch hunting was done against Indira Gandhi. The people of this country are watching and they will answer very, very decisively. History is repeating itself. You all can target Robert because he's soft today, but the fact of the matter is you all did this with Indira Gandhi with Robert, and the fact of the matter is, Mr. Goswami, you do not allow people who have another
How is Robert Vadra a soft target?
The issue can be debated.
It's absolutely a soft target.
We all know what
because
went wrong there, how it was covered up.
Allow me to make my points.
How is he a soft target? Sorry, please. I like that emotional pitch to your argument.
There is no emotional pitch. There is
target?
a logical pitch based with judicial judgments which you do not seem to consider. There is no emotional pitch out here.
Mr. Poonawala, when you go back today and you think with a cool head, when you go back home today and you think with a cool head, you will ask yourself one thing.
I'm absolutely thinking with a cool head.
Now, please listen to me, Mr. Poonawala. Listen to me. Mr. Poonawala, listen to me. You see, I'll tell you one thing. What you want us to believe, what you want all the people of this country to believe is...
I don't want anyone to believe. I want the facts to come out.
Please, you know, the problem is, listen, you're out, at least listen when you're out of power. When you were in power, you never listened. Now, when you're out of power, at least listen. It might help you come back to power. The question is simply this. Now, when you go back and think today with a cool head, what was I saying? You will realize that no Indian will believe you when you say this is all a magical coincidence. There is a man called Hooda. He happens to be from the Congress party. There is a man called Robert Vadra. He happens to be married into the Gandhi family. Please now let me complete. And it is one happy coincidence that they all seem to be working to each other's advantage. Now I'm asking you tonight, just as the Haryana government has acted in time before the elections to legitimize the mutation, just as the Haryana government moved swiftly to process the files pertaining to the Vadra deal, it moved quickly to transfer Khemka in October 2012, just hours after he had sought data related to Robert Vadra's land dealings. How can you claim that this decision is a coincidence? Is this whole world a gigantic coincidence? That Khemka gets transferred, Robert Vadra gets the land, and Hooda acts just before the elections? One big coincidence? You think people are foolish, Mr. Poonawala? You think people won't see through this?
Proof?
You want people won't see through this, Mr. Poonawala? Come on.
Is it a coincidence?
Come on, Mr. Poonawala.
Is it a coincidence that there is a debate going on where I'm not allowed to make my point?
Well, I mean, I've been allowing you to make your point. You've just not been able to make a convincing point at all so far.
Mr. Goswami, can you give me one proof that there has been no other transaction except this that has been cleared?
What are you saying? Are you saying if there are other questionable transactions, allow this one as well? Are we going to reduce the level of our
transaction, my dear?
Sankarshan is questioning you. Sankarshan.
Private transactions.
Sankarshan.
Are you telling me?
I thought we were talking about this transaction.
Are you telling me private mutations have stopped being registered?
I am asking, Sankarshan is asking you a question about this one.
Oh, listen. 1,000 other wrongs do not make this right. I'm sorry. That argument doesn't
you
wash.
You don't have proof, Mr. Goswami, nor do you have proof, nor does Siddharth have proof, nor does Mr. Rajagopalan have proof. There have been several mutations taking place every day, but you, Mr. Goswami, make it seem like only one has taken place.
Yeah, but people don't make people don't make a killing of 500%. Hello.
Everybody is talking about a controversial mutation which was cancelled and legitimized. We are talking about that, not just on the mutations happening in Haryana.
I'm glad, Siddharth, that like your party, you changed the goalpost.
It was cancelled, it is controversial, and that has been legitimized by a government which is going to exit.
Change the goalpost when you start
a small GK question.
An argument, you change the goalpost.
I've not changed.
Speak about both the things.
I've kept the goalpost.
Mutations are taking place.
My question is to Mr. Hooda.
I'm grateful for
Are we questioning any inch of land of the government?
Point number 2.
We are questioning the action of the Haryana government.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I'm answering it.
Okay, so my question is
every day.
My question is.
There have been several.
Okay, Mr. Poonawala. Mr. Poonawala.
Only Robert's mutation has taken place, nothing else.
Mr. Poonawala, this is a.
Keep quiet because you've come on national television and made a
Mr. Poonawala, this is the world of magical coincidences. No favors are ever given, and people buy land for 7 crores and they end up making over 50 crores within 3 years. If that's not a 500% profit, I don't know what is.
And 7 crore is also not in cash.
Yeah, the 7 crore is also not in cash.
7 crores is not in cash.
That's a lot of money. May not be for you.
I dare you to have an inquiry. If the facts and merits are so clear, why didn't you become a party to the case?
All right. Tehseen Poonawala disagrees tonight.
You won't become a general secretary of the Congress party. Let me tell you by
and he disagrees with the facts, but the land row is back, and how we're following the story. We'd like to hear everyone's version, including Mr. Vadra's, if he chooses to speak. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.